Hello, welcome to Code and Box Automation Lab. This is Sharfil. So this lecture is a continuation of loop in Java. So now we're going to learn a nesting loop or nested loop. So what is nested loop? Simply you can say loop within a loop. That's called nested loop or nesting loop. So it means the placing of one loop inside the body of another loop is called nesting loop. While working with a nesting loop, the outer loop will change only when inner loop is completely finished. So as an example, we can say assume that we have a for loop. For loop. This is the for loop inside a for loop. So there's a for loop in a body is placed in a body of another for loop. So the first for loop, this is called outer for loop, and the inside it for loop, it's called inner for loop. Okay, so how it works? So first you will be initialize your outer for loop, and the condition is true. If it's true, will come to the body for your outer for loop, and then we'll find another for loop which is called inner for loop. So it will check the initialization and also check the condition. If it's true, it will go inside for the body of inner for loop, for this second for loop, and it will do the job. Then it will go back to the update statement of inner for loop. So it will do the update, either increment or decrement, and then it will check the condition again. If the condition is true, it will go inside the inner for loop body and it will do the job. So this way the loop will continue, will stuck in inner for loop as long as the condition is true. If this condition is false, then the compiler will go back to the update part for the outer for loop. So it will do the update and then it will check the condition for the outer for loop. If it's true, it will get inside again. It will find the inner for loop started from the initialization and check the condition and do the body whatever is inside for the inner for loop, and it will go back to the update part for inner for loop. Will check the condition. If it's true, it will keep continue this way. So the loop will out of inner for loop as long until the condition is false for the inner for loop. Then it will go back to the outer for loop update again, and then it will do the update and check the condition. As long as the condition is true, it will get inside and follow the inner for loop. If the condition is false, then it will if the condition is false for the outer for loop, then it will finally jump out from the both loop. Okay, that's the way the nested loop it works. Okay, let's go to our Eclipse and see as an example. Here I have a class, it's called nested loop, and I have one problem here. Like I would like to create a pattern like this, like 1, then 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, then 1 2 3 4 5. That's a like a pyramid. So how can I do print this kind of pyramid like this pattern through my code, and I can see it the same way in my console, in my output like this. How can I do this? Okay, that's for doing this the best option using nested loop, like loop inside a loop. So here this pattern I can divide two way. One is row, like it has a 1 2 3 4 5. You can say the 5 row, and each row there is a column. The first one is a first column, 1 column. The second one have a 2 column. The third one have a 3 column. Fourth one is a 4th, and fifth one is have a 5 column. So every value it is belong to 1 row and 1 column. So for the rows, for to counting the row, I can I can use outer loop for managing or maintaining my outer loop for my the row, and for managing maintaining for the column we can use inner loop. and combination of outer and inner, I can get the value. So here you can see I declare a variable, it's called rows, and I give a variable number is 5 because I have a rows, 5 rows here. So my for loop I initialize 1 because I want to start my journey from the first row. It started with the 1, and how long I want to run this loop? I want to run this loop until I less than equal row, so that it's run I equals to 1 from 1 to equals to up until 5. Okay, that's why I said less than equal row equals. So it will be up, the loop will continue up to 5. Then I do the increment I plus plus, and inside now I created another loop, that's the nested loop, and this loop it's for to get the value from the column each and every row. So I initialize another variable is j equals to 1 because my first row have a 1 column, so that's I started from the 1. And then now this condition, this is the important part. What would be the condition? The condition you want to this would be the condition, like the number of columns for each rows following index number of I. So you can see my first row I have a 1 column, my second row I have a 2 column, third row I have a 3 column. So the number of rows, the column number is same. If it's a 4th row, it's a column number 4. So I can say my value of j, since I started with 1, so the condition would be the j would be, which is the column would be the less than equals to I. It means it's gonna be either less or it's gonna be equals to the I, because I it means my row. So whatever the row, if his row is 1, the column would be 1. I can say, so it can say, you can say here I is 1, and if his row is 2, it means I is 2. You can say here is I would be 2 because my column is the 2 column in second row. So that's why I can put this condition j less than equals to I, and then I will increment the j plus plus, so that I can move my column from whatever the based on the rows, whatever the column, after the first column I can go the second one, and after the second I can go the third one. And then for the inner column, inner row, for inner for loop, I'm saying, okay, I'm printing a statement. I'm saying print the value of j. So what is j? J is 1, and after 1, I can see after the first row, the second row, and rest of the rows between two number, like 1 and 2, there is a space here. So I'm saying get the value from the column as per the the j value, and the next one, before you get the next one, there will be space. So I put a space here, string. There is a space as a string. Okay, and then I keep continuing. So first one will j will get 1, and there will be space, and then we'll come to here, j will be 1 plus 1 will increment by 1, so will be 2. So j is 2 and I value is still 1. So j less than equal to 2 less than equal 1, no, the condition is false. It will go back to here. It will go back to here with the I. Increment the value of I is now 2. So 2 less than equal 5, yes. Come to here, j is now 1. Here is still, and then 1 less than I now is 2, which is this row, right? Condition is true. Come here, j first j is 1, we'll get the 1, and then there will be space, and then we'll come here, j will be now 2, and then the condition is 2 less than equal to, yes, true, still come here. Okay, now j will be 2, right? And there is already space by my previous line, and there will be space after that, and then we'll come here, with the j will increment the value, okay, will be 3. So now 3 less than equal to, no, it will come back to I. Increment the value of I is now 3. So again, condition 3 less than equal 5, yes, condition is true. Come here, j is now 1, and and 1 less than I now 3. Yes, true. We'll come here, J will print again 1 1 and then space, and then come to here again. So this way you can see it will keep continue, will go 1 2 3, the next row will be 1 2 3 4, and the next one would be 1 2 3 4 5, and between each row from one row to another row, I need to put I need to put a tab, so that it goes from here to here, so that it doesn't in one line, it should be in a new tab, new line. So that's why you can say after my inner loop is done, I put another string, just a string. You can put this way, or you can say the new line, you can say n. Okay, so if you put \n, it will make some little bit more space, so like this, but this is a new line. Okay, so between the rows I will need a one line, so I put the line over here outside of inner loop, outside of inner loop, like inner for loop, but still it's inside the my outer for loop, so it's a part of my outer for loop, the body. Okay, let's run it. Okay, here you can see 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, and then 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, we can see a little bit extra space here, like between the two row. So if I remove this and just leave it empty string, and this one is space, and there is no space here. Okay, let's save it and run it again. Here we go. Now you can see there's just one space, one that's in a new line, there's no space. Okay, so this is the way we can create a pattern like this, right? Like 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, and then 1 2 3 4 5, and this is the perfect example for nested loop. Okay, we create this pattern following nested loop. It means loop inside a loop, like for inside a for loop. So if you can use like a while inside a while, that's another the loop too. So as long as like you have a loop inside another loop, that's called a nested loop. I hope you understand and enjoy the tutorial, and watch for the next one. Thank you so much. Bye bye.